All right, welcome in, everyone. If you have a question for Coach, please raise your hand. Ava?
Scott, easy question. How's it feel to get the first win?
It's great. A lot of guys, we put a lot of work in. We came up short so many games and some disappointing finishes, but it was good to play a solid game throughout. I thought we had a bad stretch there in the second quarter, but throughout this game, I thought we played with the right intensity and unselfish play on both ends of the floor. And I thought you saw some growth from some of the younger players. I thought Deni took another step in a young career. Thought he was able to make a few plays that we can maybe utilize him more more in the future.
What was the difference in the third quarter tonight? You mentioned you guys were kind of in the same situation coming out of halftime, but what changed tonight?
Well, I told him at halftime, I said, it's unacceptable. We were getting thirsty and not trying to get good shots for your teammates. And I said, when you do that, the game of basketball doesn't reward you. And that's how they made their run. We tried calling a couple of timeouts, and once it gets going, it gets going. But I give Brad and the group in that third quarter, they came out and did the same thing. It seemed like every basket that we made was an assisted basket. We need paint touches. We need kickouts. We need spray out threes. We don't need selfish basketball. And I thought we had about a 4-minute stretch there that gave them a chance and cut the lead to 3.
Chase?
Scott, it seems like Rui is taking another step as a playmaker and a passer. Tonight it was passing out of the post. What have you seen from him in that area?
Good. He's gotten stronger, and our leaders are telling him they're going to switch 1 through 4. We cannot let them off the hook, and we got to punish them. And I think he's strong enough. You're going to put a smaller 3 or a smaller 2 or even a 1 on him. You got to get down, bury him in the paint, and put him in the basket. And I think that's what he's thinking about doing every time. He's not getting pushed out. He's stronger. He's a better player. And I think that the growth that I see, which is great for us because we needed it on defensive end. He sees things much quicker. He's not there yet, but he's still getting better. I see a lot of progress. We need Rui to be a better defender, and I think he came back that.
And you mentioned Deni took another step tonight. What specifically did you see from him that was another step forward?
Just his some of his playmaking. I like the fact that he knows how to play. And he looks for his teammates. He's not trying to fill the last category in the stat sheet on your points. He's looking to make plays. He wants to rebound. He wants to pass. Sets good screens. I thought he made a nice driving to his left hand, which that's something that we're working on, where he made the little pass to Thomas Bryant for the alley-oop. But I think he's every experience is new to him. And I think I love his approach, his mindset. He's good. I mean, he's a good basketball player. For 19 years old, it's sometimes I even ask myself, I want to get on him a few times, but man, he picks up things so quickly. Like I said, he's a really good basketball player.
Fred?
Hey, Scott, just staying on the topic of Deni, you mentioned his playmaking specifically. Obviously, those playmaking opportunities come more organically on a night when Russell doesn't play. Is it an objective to get him more of those opportunities in an organic way on nights when Russell is there?
Yeah, I mean, we need to in order to maximize our potential. Everybody's going to have to participate. We don't want all the ball handling, all the playmaking, and all the shooting in Russell and Brad's hands. It's a work in progress. Trust me, it's something that we're going to continue to talk about and build. And we got some guys that understand if we want to get where we need to get to, those other guys are going to have to help along the way. I mean, the stars are going to have to be stars. Let's face it. It's not only our team, every team. That's what the league is about. But the role players can be superstars in their roles, and they can really enhance the performance of the group. And I think Deni has the capability. I mean, he's 19 years old. I love him. I love how he competes. I love how he wants to get better. I love his questions that he's asking me. It's always about the right things, but he still has some areas. I'm not just going to put the ball in his hands, because this league, I've seen it time and time again. You try to put it in somebody's hands and try to make them where they're not comfortable. Their confidence is it gets pretty south pretty quick, and this league doesn't care about your growth. But I want him to learn the game the right pace, and I think he's doing that right now. We're giving it to him little bits at a time. He's playing big minutes and playing good minutes for us.
What kind of questions is he asking you? Like, what is he inquisitive about?
You know, I said, I mean, I haven't gotten this reply. I said, Deni, I just like you to play hard. And he's like, looked right at me. He said, Coach, can you define playing hard? And I told him, the obvious things, run back and fight through screens and this and that. But I was also telling him, on your cuts, you got to cut. You can't discount a cut on the offensive end. You can't not lay some wood on somebody if we have to go set a screen on somebody. But he gets that. He said, but his response was, I thought that's what you're supposed to do, which is right. That's normal. And that's what I try to tell our guys. I should never tell you, great job, man. You guys really played hard. That should never come out of my mind or my mouth. It should always be, that's the normal. And I think he exemplifies that. And that's what I love about him. I think he's going to get better. And like I said, he still has a lot to learn, and he's with a good group of guys that are going to help him along the way.
Last question from Kellen.
Hey, Scott. We've been talking about the defense and defensive struggles. What worked well today? And I guess any particular player or players you thought played well that you want to give like a shout out to on defense?
I think we were on a string. I thought that starting unit set the tone. We played good. I mean, I thought Brad's defense last night was one of some of his best defense he's played, and it carried over tonight. Even the final score was more than that last quarter. We kind of it was a little bit after ball, but I thought our team defense was good. We did a good job of communicating. That was a big emphasis in our morning film session. This communication, trust me, it sounds easy. Every team has work on in that area, and we're no different. We got some really good guys that they're not real communicative. They're quiet. But I think it's going to continue to get better because you need it. You can't have guessing on. You can't guess. There's no mental telepathy. You gotta know what everybody's thinking. You do that by verbal.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
We're going to have Deni up here in just a second. Start us off.
A lot of assists for Deni tonight. Deni, Coach Brooks was saying that he thought you took another step in your career tonight as a playmaker. How would you describe how you were able to show off that part of your game tonight?
I mean, I love playmaking. I love making plays for my teammates. I like making my teammates involved. I'm looking for them in every opportunity, as you can see. It just makes me feel good. Makes the whole team feel good. Makes me feel good. I'll find them every time. So for me, I took a big step today. I had some playmaking plays, and hopefully I can play make some more for my teammates. But it's gonna come through time.
Fred.
Hey, Deni. I've noticed that you really feel comfortable with bounce passes and those angles. What is it about those angles that makes you, like, you throw an unusual amount of bounce passes? What is it about those angles that you're so comfortable with?
It's just easier for the offensive guy to catch those, like thinking about you running. And if I throw a bullet at you, like a bullet pass at you, it's kind of hard to catch it, run and catch, and turn around and catch a fast pass. So bounce pass make it more easier for him to catch because it's more time on the ground, and it's just make him just catch it forward. So, I mean, it's all about the angles at the end of the day, and I'm just making the smartest pass I can. So that's about it.
Neil?
Hey, Deni, congrats on your first double-digit scoring game. I'm curious, just what's the vibe and emotion like in the locker room? I know you guys have been pressing to get this win. Is it a sense of relief, or can you describe that a little bit?
For sure, we got some off our back. I mean, we needed that first win to get our confidence. So I think we're a great team. I mean, don't get me wrong. We can lose even 7, 8 straight losses, and we still believe in ourselves. I mean, we've been through worse situation, and we came back from worse situation. So I'm super positive about this team, and mark my words, we're gonna be good. We just need to figure things out. Just play hard, play defense, and when we play simple and when we play defense, we're playing very good. So I'm all about positive about this team.
Ava?
Hey, Deni, Brad and Russ have been talking so much about how this tough stretch has taught you guys a lot about yourselves. I'm wondering if you learned anything about yourself just going through this stretch before you got the win tonight.
Yeah, I learned that everybody needs to be patient. Fans need to be patient. Players need to be patient. Everybody needs to be patient. I mean, we're great players. If you sit in our locker room and you look around, we have great talent. But sometimes it takes time to figure things out. I mean, we got a new superstar in, and I'm new to the team. I'm new to the system too, and it takes time for everybody. Like, you can't expect like magic to happen like right away. Okay, we're booming. We're 7-0. No, I mean, it's gonna happen. We gotta lose games, but eventually, how we turn into a team, that's the most important thing for me, and that's why That's why I smiled to the team, and everybody was positive about it. Of course, we were frustrated and angry, but at the end of the day, we know ourselves. We know we're good. So, yeah, that's it.
All right, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Yaron for a couple questions in Hebrew.
היי דני, מזל טוב על הניצחון הגדול הראשון.
תודה רבה.
קודם כל תחושה בבקשה בעברית אחרי השגה של ניצחון שקצת מוריד לחץ.
בהחלט מוריד לחץ, סוף סוף ניצחון ראשון ב-NBA. מרגיש טוב, אני יודע שאנחנו יכולים להביא עוד הרבה ניצחונות, אנחנו קבוצה מאוד מאוד מוכשרת. כמו שאמרתי באנגלית, שצריך סבלנות, דברים יקרו, ואין מה לעשות, יכול להיות שנתחיל בתקופות יותר טובות, ויהיה לנו קצת תקופות פחות טובות, אבל בסופו של דבר יש לנו הרבה כישרון, אנחנו יכולים להגיע רחוק לדעת, אז בוא נראה לאן זה ילך.
סקוט ברוקס דיבר המון עליך כפליימייקר, וגם שאלו אותך את זה באנגלית. אנחנו מכירים אותך כפליימייקר פה מכמה שנים. מה צריך לקרות כדי שנראה את זה יותר? זה עניין של הריבאונד שאתה לוקח ואז עושה את הקוסט טו קוסט, או ביטחון, או גם וגם?
טוב, אז אני אעשה את זה חד משמעית, כי אני חושב שאני צריך לעשות את זה. ואני צריך להוציא את זה החוצה, ואני צריך להגיד את זה. אני באתי לקבוצה, סיימתי 3 שנים במכבי, שנורא נהניתי, והגעתי לקבוצה חדשה, הגעתי למערכת חדשה, הגעתי לשחק מול שחקנים מסביבי שהם מנוסים, הגעתי למערכת לחוצה שגם התחלנו להפסיד קצת. זה לא קל. הרבה אנשים חושבים מובן מאליו, דני פחות מקבל את הכדור. דני יותר מקבל את הכדור. למה הוא לא זורק? למה הוא כן זורק? אנשים צריכים להבין שזה עניין של זמן. זה לא פשוט להיות במעמד הזה. אני משחק פשוט, אני עושה מה שאני יודע. דברים יבואו עם הזמן. אני עובד נורא קשה, אבל אנשים מצפים שאני בא לבמה חדשה אחרי שבאתי במכבי ואני בבחירה גבוהה, ישר להפוך קסמים, לעשות דברים, אתה יודע. אני רגוע, אני יודע מה אני שווה. אני בסך הכל משחק פשוט, רוצה לנצח, אני חדש פה, כיף לי פה, ובסופו של דבר אני חושב שהכל יגיע. אז
אני מסכים איתך, אני חושב אולי שהלחץ גדל דווקא בגלל ההפסדים, וגם אולי כי פתאום זאת קבוצה עם ווסטברוק וביל, בניגוד אולי לקבוצה אחרת שרק מתחילה את הצמיחה, אז יש כבר ציפיות, כמו שאתה מכיר ממכבי.
נכון, בדיוק, ותראה כמה זמן לקח לי להשתלב במכבי. זאת אומרת, ברור שהייתי יותר צעיר, אבל תראה כמה זמן לקח לי להשתלב במכבי. אי פעם הורדתי את הראש, 1000 פעם אמרו, לא מתאים, לא צעיר מדי, לא מייצר, אבל תחשוב על זה, תחשוב כמה זמן לקח לי הייתי סבלני, המשכתי לעבוד קשה, זה מה שאני עושה גם פה, אני יודע מה אני שווה, ובסופו של דבר אני במקום הכי טוב בעולם, אני נהנה, אני כל יום רוצה להשתפר, אני משחק עם שחקנים שהם כל כך מנוסים לידי, שמלמדים אותי כל כך הרבה, גם דברים טובים, גם דברים שאני רואה ואני לומד מהם להלאה, ואני מרגיש פשוט שצריך סבלנות, זה הכל. אנשים עשו קריירה אחרי 6 שנים שהם בכלל לא שיחקו, אבל אני פה עושה את המהלכים הפשוטים, רוצה לנצח, עוזר לקבוצה לנצח, ובסופו של דבר, לעשות דברים טובים אני רוצה, ואני מאמין שזה יקרה בעתיד.
יופי, דני, תודה רבה. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Deni. Appreciate your time. Thanks, Yaron.
Thank you guys. He was amazing, by the way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, Chase, go ahead.
Brad, just how would you describe the feeling getting your first win after starting out 0-5?
First person, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It feels great. You know, the energy is totally different. It's just positive. You know, it's just uplifting. It's like a weight off your shoulders in a way, but, you know, it's even better to know we played the right way and played the way we know we're capable of playing, you know. So it definitely feels good, but we know we still got a lot of stuff we got to improve and get better at. We still had a lot of mishaps in that second quarter. It's been kind of, you know, our Achilles heel a little bit. So we just got to clean up some things that we did a good job of tonight, but we got to stay consistent. That's the key.
You guys, blew them out in the third quarter. What changed and what was different about that quarter?
Well, our approach at halftime, I came in and told the guys, like, in order for us to be the team we want to be, we can't let these 15, you know, 16, 17-point leads slip away from us. You know, granted, teams are really good. You know, teams are going to go on their runs, but we have to continue to put our foot on the pedal. You know, we got to continue to push the issue because we're not that type of team who can just get comfortable and flip on a switch and, you know, just compete. You know, we got to be able to do that for 48 minutes and all 15 guys collectively. So I think we did a great job of understanding that tonight, and the second half was a totally different tale at the tape.
Fred?
Hey, Brad. I just want to know at what moment you decided you were going to look back at the bench at Russell and rock the baby.
Oh, man, it was probably right before I was about to go to the free throw. I was like, mate, let me get my breath first. And I looked at Russ. I was like, wait, what does Russ do? Like, what does he do? Like the little baby thing. I was like, Russ, what do you do? And he started doing and that turned into the baby rock. But probably should have did it on Ant-Man because Ant-Man's strong as hell. So, but I got my Russ off. We good.
And on a little bit more of a serious note, they've been calling more illegal screens this year in general. Has that affected the way that you run around them? I mean, obviously it would affect the big man setting the screen. Has that affected all the way that you run around them? That's
a good notice, Fred, but I think it's on guards to be more patient and allow the bigs to get in position to set them. I think a lot of times especially me, I get caught trying to just come off a screen and try to get open as quick as I can instead of trusting my big to hit him and letting him take his time and really get a good piece of the guy. So it's on us guards really to be more patient and allow the bigs to get a good piece because, you know, when they're able to force our man over the top, we're able to get a lot of good things on the offensive end. So our guards, we got to be more patient. That's not on the bigs.
Neil?
Hey, Brad. Coach told us that you guys watched some film earlier today. I'm curious what you guys took away from that and how you use those lessons learned and applied them in today's game.
Today was a great film session we had, you know, because we were very like talkative and communicating, you know, like how can we get better, like step by step. You know, our switching has been terrible the last couple games. And so we really just dialed into that and, you know, how can we get better, clean up some things. And it's just communication. You know, we have the will, we got the, you know, the physical capabilities to be able to guard, defend, and we have the mental to do it, but we got to just be able to put those two together collectively. So we were able to come together as a team and talk it out, you know, and then it just carries over onto the floor. You have to be able to talk
No matter if you're switching or not switching, whatever the defense is, we got to make sure we're on the same page, and we were like that tonight.
Thanks, Brad.
Ben?
Hey, Bradley. Happy New Year, man, and congrats on the first win.
Oh, man.
I'm curious about how Deni Avdija's game is compared to what you expected when he first got drafted before you had the chance to share the court with him. Is there anything that surprised you about his game?
He's constantly learning, and it's so funny because they told us when he first got here, he's a man of a million questions. Like, Deni asks a lot of questions, and that's a great thing because he just wants to learn. He wants to get better. He wants to be on the floor, and it's amazing to be able to see, how poised he is on the floor. He doesn't really get sped up. He doesn't really get, bothered by anything. There are times in which, he asks questions because the game is going a little bit fast for him, but for the most part, I think he's going above and beyond what we expected him, to be. I think he's really showing glimpses of his versatility. He's an excellent three-point shooter. He probably has the highest percentage on our team right now. But he just does what Deni does. Like, he doesn't do anything extra. He just plays basketball the right way. He uses his body well. Like, it's amazing that for a rookie, like, he has great professional attributes. I mean, he's been playing since he's 12 probably. So.
Last question from Ben Standing.
Hey, Brad. There's no point in asking you how do you get this to carry over to the next game, because if you definitely knew, you would just do it. We talk so much about the physical aspects, like how you guys train in the off season. Is this one of the maybe more fascinating aspects, like being in the league and trying to figure out how do we actually do this? How to mentally keep this going? It's not just enough to make shots, but how do you as a team keep this going from one game to the next?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it. It's our league, and it's a players' league at that. So it's up to the five guys, on the floor to go out there and just go out there and get it done. Whatever it looks like. Sometimes it's going against what the coaches may want. We got to collectively do that. But it's just a great feeling to know that we got ourselves out of this kind of hole. But the job doesn't get easier. Just kind of. In a way, it's weird the season was shaped up. It's kind of like we're working out. It feels like a regular season. We just now be getting into like the regular season with the exhibition and all that. So guys are still probably getting their kinks out, getting their wind back. I know I'm for sure getting my wind back. But, it's a stepping stone. We got one win. We just got to take it on a game at a time. We got a tough Brooklyn team coming up Saturday or Sunday. One of them.
All right. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate you. Yeah. Neil, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Hey, Thomas. I'm curious, you had a alley-oop yesterday from Russ. You had alley-oop today from Deni. What all goes into the little nuances about making that a successful play?
Well, it's all about the timing. When we get the timing down and, we execute the play right, it turns out really good for us. It's either going to be a dunk or a shot for the guy that passes the ball to me. So it works out perfectly for us as long as we get the timing down.
Brianna?
Hey, TV. So how did this win feel? I mean, now, of course, stepping into the new year and coming off of the heartbreaking win yesterday. So to now coming to this win, I mean, how much difference does this win feel?
Oh, it feels good. We finally, got a win in the column, and it feels good all around the locker room to finally have one. And, just to see the mental toughness that this team has held together, even though it's a back-to-back as well against two good teams, we still show resiliency and went out there and did our job to the best of our abilities. And I'm really proud of this team for doing that.
Karita?
Hey, Thomas, just wanted to ask, from your perspective, what would you say was the biggest differentiator tonight that contributed to you all being able to get this win and finish this game?
I have to say the constant communication. That started with me out there on the court. I wanted to make sure that we all are on the same page, no matter what. And and that when we ever go to timeouts, we try to talk to each other in a positive way and try and build good habits while we're out there playing the game of basketball. So that way, as long as we keep building up those good habits, they'll go with us down the long run.
Ava?
Thomas, you've been so efficient past couple games. What's been working well for you on offense?
Just being in the right spots and letting my teammates make the plays for me. You know, I can't take all the credit for that because my teammates put me in great spots, and so do the coaches as well. We have great players and great plays that, you know, that help me and everyone else out there to do, you know, to finish out there on the offensive end.
And what was it like in the locker room after? How did it feel to finally get the first win, carrying that energy over from the second half?
Man, it felt great. It felt great. Everybody was in good spirits, and everybody was out there having joy, you know, playing with joy out there, and it felt great.
Fred?
Thomas, this is yesterday. I think you started 9 for 9. Today you were 7 for 7. When you're perfect from the field, is that something you're conscious of while you're doing it?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't even know. Every time that you guys tell me that I'm like 100% from the field, I never know. I'm just trying to, you know, just get easy buckets to help this team win.
Chase?
Thomas, great third quarter for you guys. Obviously, you made adjustments at halftime, and Coach Brooks and Brad both said they had messages for the team. I'm sure you guys had made adjustments and had messages to the team in earlier games this season. What was it like seeing those adjustments actually work and everything click?
Well, it felt good. You know, everybody was on the same page, like I said before, in constant communication that, you know, we try to build over throughout the whole time of the game out there, especially in the second half.
Ava, you have another?
Yeah, Thomas, it was just Beal and Russ were talking so much about how this adversity would teach you guys a lot during the losses. Did you learn anything about yourself or about the team during the stretch?
Well, yeah, of course. You know, it's hard to get wins out here. Like I said before, it's hard to win in this league. And sometimes you're going to go through adversity of losing games. You have to figure it out. You know, that's one thing that the coaches and us players took pride in, was trying to figure this out, trying to get a win no matter what. And, you know, we had to do it on the defensive end, and we did it today. And that's why I'm really proud of with us that we did.
Fred, do you have another?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. Chase?
Thomas, what's it like being the 5 when you're on the floor with a 3 and a 4 like Deni and Rui, who can pass as well as they did tonight? You know, Deni had the lob to you, and Rui found you from the post for that 3.
It feels good because, you know, we're all dynamic players out there. You know, we never try to have the ball stick. We try to force constant movement, constant ball movement on the offensive end, and it works out perfectly for us. You know, luckily I got some shots to knock down, and, you know, today was my night. Other times it might be their night.
Last question from Ben.
Congrats on the first win, Thomas. You're known for playing with intense energy, perhaps the most in the NBA. I'm curious, where do you get that from, and does it carry over to other aspects of life that don't necessarily involve basketball?
Yeah, you know, I have constant energy, constant positivity, and I try to give that off in a great way towards this team, and try and help us win in any way, shape, or form. I know my energy and my presence out there, my talk and feel is going to help this team, and I have to bring that every night, and that's what I want to try and do.
All right, appreciate you, Thomas. Safe travels.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see everybody back here. We'll send out the information that we have coming up shortly.